Every day, more and more people speak out against Donald Trump. And this time it was SNAP benefits. And they had this message to relay to America and Donald Trump. President Trump is currently choosing not to issue November SNAP benefits that help you and many families put food on the table. You also may have your benefits cut starting in November because of changes congressional Republicans and President Trump enacted in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And to put that into context, over 40 million Americans rely on SNAP, and a family of 4 receives about $700 a month in SNAP to feed their kids. Trump would rather watch Americans starve than lift the government shutdown. He wants to defund American healthcare and for his citizens to starve, and he will have it no other way, which is why it's been allowed to persist for this long. This comes right after people's grocery bills are doubling, and people are eating cheese, crackers, and bread for dinner, while Trump watches them starve from his mansion. And throughout all of this, he still lies to the American public, because he alone and his cult loyalists are responsible for this government shutdown. And some people might ask, why are people still supporting Trump? How can his rich friends watch this and see this happen? Well, they're getting paid. They're benefiting off of this. The more you starve and the more you have to pay for your healthcare because they want to triple to quadruple your premiums, which is why this shutdown happened, because Democrats are trying to stop that from happening. These people are getting richer and donating to Trump's $350 million ballroom. Because at first he wasn't going to destroy the building, and then he was just going to destroy a part, and now he's going to take it out as a whole. This guy is the worst and biggest liar we have ever seen. And it's so bad that MAGA is turning against him, and organizations that actually care about this country are speaking out against him and revealing the truth. However, that doesn't stop Trump's loyalists from continuing to lie to you, because they just parrot whatever lie Donald Trump says first. Here is Mike Johnson in a statement today, once again lying that the government shutdown is the Democrats' fault, and nobody's buying this. Let's see what he had to say.
Democrats are required to open the government. They keep saying Republicans are in charge of government. We aren't, not in the Senate. 60 votes control the Senate, not a bare majority. And so point number one, Democrat votes are required to open the government.
Bear in mind that these people are worth tens of millions of dollars to even billions of dollars. And they don't care that you starve because they want to get even richer. By now, everybody knows the truth that illegal immigrants cannot receive healthcare. It is illegal, and they do not. Unless they pay for private insurance out of pocket. That is the only way. They cannot get federal funds. But let's address this from the perspective of these liars. Mike Johnson, do you think we forgot about Adelita Grijalva? Not only did this shutdown happen because Republicans want to defund American healthcare, but Mike Johnson doesn't want to swear in the last person needed to release the Epstein files, Adelita Grijalva. She has vowed to vote yes on releasing them, and she is the final vote needed. It has been over a month now, and he has not sworn her in. Do you know what Mike Johnson has been doing? He's been sending Republicans on vacation. These people are in such a panic. They are on their last stand. And it's a shame that people struggle enough on their own already with the collapse of the U.S. economy. And instead of the president doing something to help, he sends Argentina $40 billion, tries to defund the Affordable Care Act, fires 4,000 federal workers in response to the government shutdown to scare Democrats, and is now also punishing the Democrat congressmen to take away their pay during this period. The same way he threatened to fire Democrat federal workers and did, and threatened to hurt them even worse. Let's see what he had to say.
A lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them. Like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
When you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected. And the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats.
The depth of legality this crosses is incomprehensible. Donald Trump, are you the president of the United States, or are you a spy from another country sent to make us fail? I mean, this is the president that sold his own citizens products. This is the equivalent of somebody punching somebody else in the face and saying, if you don't lie to the cops and say this was your fault, I'm going to steal your wallet. And it's gotten so bad that MAGA is starting to call Trump the Antichrist. They're about 5 years too late, but we've been saying for the past couple months that MAGA is imploding from the inside, and we're watching it unfold before our eyes. They called him out for the Epstein files, they called him out for Argentina, and now they're calling him the Antichrist. Let's see what this guy had to say.
Hey, I want to let y'all know I'm not with Donald Trump no more. I don't support him. I don't like him. I think he's a corrupted leader. And yeah, it took me a while to come to that conclusion, but I finally am coming to it. I do not like the guy at all. The first thing for me was he didn't release the Epstein files. They're even acting like they didn't exist. And then, of course, they're sending Israel and Ukraine all of our tax dollars, just like the numbnuts before him did. Putting America last. And now he's blaming the beef farmers for the price of beef. Hey, I'm not biased, man. He talked a good game. He tricked me. I was fooled. I admit it. Okay, now let me tell you how bad I think this is, though. This is really this bad, guys. I want y'all, if you're a Christian, I want you to get into Revelation 13:3, and I want you to read that verse. Yeah, about the Antichrist, about the one who was fatally wounded in the head. Then he was miraculously healed, and the whole world marveled at him and said, no man can make war with him. Yeah, I do think that Donald Trump is that beast of Revelation 13:3. Yeah, go read it. Go read it. There ain't another man that's ever walked the planet that fits Revelation 13:3. Then read the rest of the chapter, and it'll tell you the mark of the beast is coming in 42 months. Now, I'm not saying that I know that Donald Trump is this man of Revelation 13:3. I'm just saying he's the only one who could be right now. Go read Revelation 13. He's the only man that fits that description. Yeah, and I'm totally done with the dude. He's done to me. He's done. He's a goner. He's compromised. He's right up there with the rest of the pedophiles, man. And it sucks to say that because I supported him for a long time, but he's a good actor. And he had me fooled for a long, long time.
Now, while it's great that MAGA is finally waking up and leaving the cult, it is nothing short of amazing that it took all of this for them to see what the rest of America has been screaming from the rooftops. Donald Trump does not care about you, MAGA. He never did. He got what he wanted out of you, and now you're no longer useful. He further shows MAGA and confirms what I just said, that Trump does not care about you unless you are beneficial to him, because this is what he had to say about the $40 billion he sent to Argentina. And I'm going to show you a video of the type of person Donald Trump sends $40 billion to win an election. Here's what Trump had to say about this.
What a great question that is. I love that question because that was a big win in Argentina. I want to congratulate the victor, and he was a big victor, and he had a lot of help from us. He had a lot of help. I gave him an endorsement, very strong endorsement.
Trump only helps those he can hold leverage over and then gain from later. And this is the type of guy Donald Trump is supporting. Take a look at this.
Al zurdo de mierda no le podés dar ni un milímetro.
Pero ¿me podés definir zurdo de mierda? Que no
Todos
lo
los que, digamos, los colectivistas, los que ponen, digamos, o sea, esa idea... A ver,
¿Por qué le pones de mierda, digamos?
Porque son una mierda. O sea,
vos mezclás...
no,
pero
es que si pensás, pero si pensás distinto te van a aniquilar. Ese es el punto. Es decir, vos al zurdo no le podés dar un milímetro, porque le das un milímetro y lo toma para destrozarte. Es decir, digamos, o sea, vos no podés negociar con el zurdo. No se negocia. No se negocia con esa mierda, no se negocia porque te van a llevar puesto. Si tienen un golpeador que caga trompadas a la mujer, digamos, si es de ellos... Se pone el pañuelito verde y grita todo el tiempo contra...
That's the guy that Trump sent $40 billion to. And he's following the Trump script. Trump said he had a lot to do with that. But do you notice the same rhetoric he is saying to the Argentinians that Trump says to MAGA? It is what I've been saying in all of my past videos, that Trump consistently gives MAGA a common enemy and tells them they're coming to kill you. And then we have the Argentinian president coming out and saying exactly like that from Trump's handbook, as Trump sends him $40 billion and takes credit for his presidency. These people are so predictable. Now let's take a look at Mike Johnson blame Donald Trump and all of the other Republicans' failures on the Democrats.
So many hardworking people around this country is very real, and it gets worse with each passing day. Here's some of the stats. Last week, 1.4 million federal workers missed a full paycheck. Now, you know, many of them are furloughed, and many more are deemed essential workers, those who are essential, for example, to keep the country safe. TSA agents we've discussed, and air traffic controllers and border patrol, and of course our troops. But so many of them now are going without pay. The families of military service members and the air traffic controllers and so many of these others are now at very real risk of missing the paycheck at the end of this month. The Trump administration has done everything possible to bend over backwards to try to find sources of funding within the federal government to be able to cover the bases, but it is getting more and more challenging with each day. Now, every Republican in Congress wants to stop this madness desperately. And we have voted many times, over a dozen times, collectively 13 times, to reopen the government, to keep it open and reopen it once the Democrats closed it. But here's the very simple and important fact that no one should forget. We have no ability. Republicans do not have the ability to do this on our own. It's a simple math problem. We need Democrats to help. You need 60 votes in the Senate. We only have 53 Republicans. The Democrats are the ones voting repeatedly to shut down the government. But they're not they're not opening it back up. They spent most of their time trying to distract the American people from the very simple truth. So it brought you a little visual aid here to just remind everybody what the simple facts are. 4 simple facts here. The Democrats are required to open the government. They keep saying Republicans are in charge of government. We aren't, not in the Senate. 60 votes control the Senate, not a bare majority. And so point number 1, Democrat votes are required to open the government. Point number 2, they refuse to do it. They have now voted 12 times to keep the government closed. And they'll have another chance.
The great thing about all of this is that resentment is growing in America, and it's growing for them. The longer the government shutdown goes on, the more people wake up, and the more people realize who their real enemy is, and it's not their neighbors. These people are crumbling in real time, and faith in their administration is waning. What are you gonna do, Trump? Hold out for an entire year? You might get impeached by that time, because even if Democrats said, okay, fine, go ahead and remove the health care of over 24 million Americans and triple their premiums, it's not like he's gonna stop blaming the government shutdown on them or rehire the Democrats he fired. So instead, we're at a stalemate because Trump wants to take everything away from the Americans that need it most. But you know what he didn't take away? Multi-billion tax breaks for his billionaire friends. But that's okay, because he will face time for the crimes he committed during this time in presidency, especially for the crimes he committed in the Epstein files. Swear in Adelita Grijalva and release the Epstein files. We will not forget, and we will have our country back. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a great day today, and I hope to see you next time.